Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. Another free pattern for you today. It's the Bobble Chevron striped crochet blanket. Now this is actually using Bernat Blanket as it's suggesting, but you can pretty much use any other yarns that you wish as long as the hook complements the yarn. If you're never sure of that, just check the ball label with the hook recommendation and usually that will be okay too. So today I'm gonna be using Patons Inspired with a 6.5mm size K crochet hook today. So if you're using Bernat Blanket you'll use an L or an 8mm hook. So we have this particular striping idea. There is 12 rows per striping that you have, but when you look at it from this perspective you can see a diamond and that is going to be the entire repeat pattern. So there is a crochet diagram available on the 3rd page. So let's take a look at this and let's decipher this nicely. So we have a crochet diagram that's available here and you're going to notice that it's treble crochet that you have. Now the treble crochet have been bent because the fact is that there's single crochets here and this treble crochet is normally a lot bigger. But because it's being compressed down it's going to squat, which is giving you that 3-dimensional effect of the chevron that you see. So the pattern is actually changing color every 12 rows. So you see 1 through 12. Okay, 1 through 12 there. There is one color and then the second color is 13 through to 24. So once you get this whole repeat done, so 1 through 24 done, you repeat it over and over as many times as you would like to. When you're satisfied with the length of your particular blanket, you are going to finish with 2 rows of single crochet, because if you see right in the beginning it's just 2 rows of single crochet here. Actually there's 3 rows, but there's a row number 1 which is part of the repeat. So this will give you the balance on the other side of the project. So also what you're going to notice is that every other row is just a straight single crochet shot back. So you're going to go across, so you're gonna come across single crochet, and when you come back you're going to put in these trebles sequentially in there so that it makes sense, and then the next row is just single crochet again. So this single crochet row is vital because it causes the entire project to squat down, which will then make these pop out that you see. So whenever you're doing this kind of concept you're going to notice is that when you do these trebles and it forces a squat, it naturally happens to the opposite side of the work. So when you're crocheting along it'll pop out the back side. So in this particular case all of the trebles are done on the wrong side of the project so that it will pop out to the good side. So if you would like to really kind of make a mental note of this, if it's important for you, is that row number 1 in all the alternatives, this is right side, and then the other side is the wrong side if that matters for you. And you can check it off as you go, but once you start moving on this pattern you'll see how everything is just kind of balancing out and then you can follow it through. So enough yibber yabber, let's get at her and let's begin, and we're gonna start with our rows. Oh, by the way, if you would like to change the size of this, so the width of it, it's in multiples of 10 chains plus 4. So 10 plus 4 will then allow you to change that as well. So let's begin that next. So let's begin with a slip knot, and this is an easy level project, and I'm just gonna move you over a little bit. Whoop, there you go. And we're going to begin. So the oil on my hands stains my hook, so that's not dirty, it's just left over. So let's begin, and we are going to then, you can either chain 104 as per the pattern using your Bernat Blanket, but if you are changing the yarn out or want to change the size, it's in multiples of 10, and then we add 4 at the end of the chain. So let's just do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then if you're happy with the width of it, yes or no. If not, keep on going. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm gonna do one more set. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you're happy with the width of it, if you want to measure it to something you can, but if you're happy with the width of it just add another 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is your multiple of 10 plus 4. So you can either chain 104 or do what I just showed you and you'll be good to go. So let's begin row number 1. If you're using Bernat Blanket, I always go to the back hump of an actual chain and I single crochet, so second chain from the hook will do that. But if you're using Bernat Blanket it creates a gap. So if you're going to do Bernat Blanket, go second chain from the hook, but make sure there's 2 strands on top and therefore you won't have an excessive gap that will appear. That happens because the yarn is so thick. So once you do that, you do all the rest the same way. So just 1 single crochet in each of the chains And usually if it's smaller yarn like this, I could have got away with what I showed you before with the back hump, but that's your call. So just single crochet yourself all the way across your chain. So just come all the way across, and this is row number 1, so you're gonna turn your work and do row number 2. So just chain 1 and just put 1 single crochet in each of the stitches going all the way across. This is part of our setup, and then when we begin the next section we're going to start our repeat section, then 1 through 24. So in the meantime just single crochet all the way across, and I'll meet you on the other side in just a moment. So I just finished rows now 1 and 2, and now we begin the striping pattern. Now 1 through 24 is what we're going to do. So when we do our straight shot across, we're going to single crochet across, and then we come back and then we do the trebles. So what I'm going to do is give you the instructions for the treble rows. So that's like 2, 4, 6, 8, all of the even numbers, and when I say get to the other side just chain 1 and single crochet all the way back. I'm gonna leave those instructions for you to keep it more brief for my closed captioning team to be able to closed caption this. So we're going to start when row number 1. So row number 1, let's get ourselves set up and going. So we're going to chain 1 and apply 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across. Meet me there in just a moment, and I'll see you back here in a second. As we begin row number 2, I want to highlight something to you on the pattern itself. You are going to notice is that when we start off here it says chain 1, 1 single crochet in each of the first 2 single crochets, then the repeat starts. So you're going to notice that when you're looking at this chart it's going to have you do the first 2 and then the repeat actually starts here. And they're doing that intentionally so it's easier to be able to manage. So when you get here, let's just say that we get to the treble and it says 1 treble in the next, and then 1 single crochet in the next 5, and then that's the end of the repeat, and you have to go back and it says 1 single crochet in the next 4. So then that will take you to the next treble. So what I'm going to do for you is that I need you to just think about my train of thought here. I'm gonna get yourself in the tutorial started, and I will say the amount of stitches to get here, and then I'll say the amount of stitches to get to the next one, and we keep doing that. And then what I'm gonna tell you then is that as you get closer to the end that the last 6 here will be just single crochet. So for tutorial reasons I'm gonna teach it slightly different than what you see in the pattern itself, but it's sort of to keep it sequential, and so that's something that you have to keep in mind, that I may not be following the pattern as it's written as far as the repeat is concerned, and hopefully that's okay. And if you're not comfortable with that, of course always go back to the instructions for that particular help. Let's begin row number 2. We're gonna start our trebles. So for my own reasons, so you can print this off and do the same if you want to, so just ignore these straight lines down. So I just wrote the number 6, and that's including the first one, so there will be 6 single crochets, a treble, then there's gonna be 9, a treble, 9, and you keep repeating that over, and then when you get to the final 6 there'll just be 6 single crochets on their own. So that's how I'm gonna do it for myself off camera, so that you can decide to do that for yourself too. Okay, let's begin row number 2. We're gonna start our treble. So chain up 1 and include the very first one as the first one. So you're going to do 6 in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then the next one is a treble. So just wrap twice and then going in as a treble, and it will naturally pop out the opposite side of the work, which is the good side. So when you squat it down it'll naturally pop out to the back, which will create that texture. So starting in the very next one there will be 9 in a row. So it's a texture, sorry, a treble, and then it will be 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then after the 9 you got another treble, and you continue to do that all the way across. Okay, so then you start, you have the next 9, and eventually you're gonna come out to the other side and you'll see that there will be 6 empty stitches left after the last treble, and just fill those in with single crochet. After you get that done I need you to turn your work and do row number 3, which is just a straight shot across of single crochet. So please continue to do this. This is row number 2, and go into row number 3, and I'll see you on number 4 in just a moment. So I've now just finished 2 and 3, so I can see the nubblies here because there's so much light blasting at this thing. It's kinda hard to tell when it's face down, but that's what it looks like. So now going to turn and do row number 4, and we're going to be adding trebles that are going to be after, or sorry, before and after, and it's going to start doing the diamond shape coming out like that. Let's begin number 4. Okay, let's begin number 4. We're going to chain up 1, and the first 5, which includes the first one here, is going to be a single. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to put in those trebles that are going to start creating that shape. So the next one will be a treble, and then the next one is a single, and then the next one is a treble again, and then that is that part of the bottom of the chevron shape. So in between this there's going to be 7 in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then you're going to do that again. So a treble, there's going to be a single crochet next, and then another treble, and then that's that bottom of that diamond one too. So then there's going to be 7 in a row, and then you do that same configuration of doing this, and then eventually you come to the very end, and the last 5 will be single crochet. So please go all the way to the end doing the same configuration, and then turn your work, do then row number 5 going straight across, and I'll see you on number 6 in just a moment. So I'm about to go into row number 6, so you can see the diamond shapes are starting on the bottom here. So turn, and let's do number 6. So the chain 1 and the first 4 are singles. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now let's begin the fun stuff. So we're going to then treble the next, and now there's going to be more of a space in between these. So the next 3 in a row are singles. So 1, 2, and 3, and then treble again. So just think about this on the other side, that a diamond is forming, and so you'll see that happening on the other side. So in between this is going to be 5 in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then you have that treble section again. So treble, and then there's going to be 3 in a row. So 1, 2, 3, and then treble again. Okay, so then this is the next one here. So you're gonna have 5 in a row. You'll do the treble formation again. So treble, 3 singles in a row and a treble, and eventually come to the other side, and there will be 4 single crochets left over that you will just fill in. Then please do row number 7 of just a straight shot of single crochet, and I'll see you back here on number 8 in just a moment. So we're about to begin number 8. Just keep in mind that the distance between these nubbly things are gonna get more and more, and they're gonna get less here. So just don't get confused that when you see a less number that you think that you're actually in here. You're still making this bigger, but they're getting closer together. So turning your work and doing number 8, and you're going to just chain up 1, and the first 3 will be single crochet. So 1, 2, and 3, and then you're going to do a treble. So this time in number 8 there will be a total of 5 single crochets in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then another treble is next. So there is the one diamond shape that's being formed on the other side. So in between the diamonds there is a total of 3 stitches in a row. So 1, 2, 3, and then you're gonna restart. So another treble, and then 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another treble, and you're gonna continue that same idea going across. So there's gonna be 3 by itself, then a treble, and then you got your 5, and then a treble, and eventually you'll come to the other side and you will have a total of 3 single crochets left over at the end, and you're just filling that in. It's hard to know with this so much light blasting at it from my perspective, but hopefully you can see that at home. So continue then number 8, and then do a straight shot across for number 9, and I'll see you back here for 10. Okay, so I just finished up to number 9. I'm about to start number 10, and you're gonna see it's gonna get really tiny in between this sections here and very sparse here. So let's begin, and number 10 you're just gonna chain up 1 and then 2 is into the first one, or sorry the 2 first stitches are single crochet. Then you're going to begin your treble next, and then we have a long distance to get to the next one. So we're gonna do 7 in a row. So let's count those out together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and then that's when the next treble is going in. And so the next diamond is coming up really soon. So there's gonna be 1 single crochet next, and then the treble starts again for the next set of diamonds. So you have the 1 in there and then the next 7 in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and then another treble, and that concludes that diamond shape. So then there's gonna be a single and then a treble and then 7 and then a treble and etc. You'll do that all the way to the end other side. You can see it's getting really close together, and you're gonna do that, and I will see you at the end of number 11. So when you get to the other side, just turn and then chain one single crochet back across, and I'll see you on number 12. And rows 1 through 12 is going to be the first coloring, and then on 13 we have to change our color out, which I will show you in just a few moments. So I'll see you back here in just a moment. Okay, row number 11 is now complete. I'm about to turn for number 12. So 12 will be the final of this color, and then as we come back to do a straight shot of single crochet, the color will have been changed. So every 12th row in this now is being changed as a color. So the next time you'll change it is at the end of row number 24, as you then start the repeat pattern again from 1 through 24 again. So let's turn our work and do number 12. So 12 is just 1 single crochet into the first stitch. So chain 1 single crochet, and then you're going to do a treble, and then it's gonna be a straight shot of 9 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, and then that's when the next treble is going in. And so then you'll have the next 9 again, and then a treble, and then a next 9, and etc. You will have at the end of row number 12 here a total of 1 single crochet left over. So you'll fill that in, and I'm gonna meet you there in just a few moments because we need to change our yarn color in order to stay in balance with the pattern. So I'll see you back here in just a moment. So I'm at number 12. The next one across is 13, which is going to be a single crochet, but I want to change out my color first before I begin that one. So here I'm just going to trim this yarn off. I'll leave it to the side, and what you can do for that, I'll show you now, so then I don't have to show you later. So what I'm going to do is just fasten in this tail and stay to the back side so that there's no texture, and just coming straight underneath. So stay underneath the stitches and go through once, back in the opposite direction for the second time, and back in the opposite direction third time. So make sure you go back and forth a total of 3 times, and that will hide that in effectively. So you can do that with all your loose ends that you will have. So therefore we got that out of the way, and now we're going to begin a new color. So starting in row 13 with the right side facing up. So you're just gonna do it like it's normal. So you're just going to just start off with a slip knot, and you're gonna begin in the first stitch. So just join it, chain 1 and single crochet in each stitch going all the way across. If you go over top of the straggler you can hide it, but if it's Bernat Blanket you will want to use a tapestry needle just to hide in those even better, and that's just up to you. So just go across for row number 13, and then we'll start 14 again, and in 14 what you're going to notice is that this diamond shapes are going to start pulling back in and getting more and more space in the center here so that it will go over. So let's do that. Row number 14 is in a moment. So row number 14 is technically a repeat of row number 12. So you're just going to just chain up 1, and you'll do 1 single crochet in the first, and then you'll do a treble into the next one, So this is giving you a fresh start on a new section of color, and then there will be 9 in a row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then you got your treble again, and then you'll have 9 and treble, 9 and treble, go all the way to the end. You'll have 1 single crochet left over at the end, and so then when you get over there you're just going to chain 1 single crochet to do a return, and I will see you here on row number 16 in just a few moments from now. Okay, so you're ready for number 16? Let's continue. So we're going to start building the diamond out. Now they're going to be splitting off again, and we're going to begin row number 16. So just chain up 1, and the first 2 will be by themselves. So 1 and 2, and then that's where your first treble begins. Okay, and now it's going to be 7 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then a new treble begins. The next one is 1 single, and then another treble begins again. Okay, so then you have 7 in a row, a treble, a single crochet, a treble, and continue that all the way across, and then at the very end you'll have 2 single crochets left over, and you will see that it's dividing off on the other side. So I'll see you back here in just a moment on row number 18, and make sure you do your single crochet across as well, just to make sure you get there. Okay, let's begin row number 18. So turn your work, and we're going to chain up 1, and it'll be 3 single crochets in a row. So 1, 2, 3, and then slam in a treble. And now there's only going to be 5 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then put in another treble. So then that will conclude off that particular diamond. So before you get to the next diamond there will be 3 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then another treble. And then this is the middle of the diamond, so there will be 5 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now another treble, and that concludes off another diamond shape in behind. And so there will be 3 in a row, and then a treble, and then you have a total of 5 in a row again, and you continue that all the way down, and there will be 3 single crochets left over at the end that you'll just fill in. And so the other side, the diamonds are just getting a little bit bigger, as you can see. So continue this. I'll see you back here in just a moment. Oh, make sure you do go back, and I'll see you on number 20. Okay, let's begin row number 20. Looking pretty cool, eh? So turn around, and let's chain 1, and we're gonna do the first 4 in a row. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we're gonna treble, and the diamond is getting closed, well, closer to being closed at the top. So in this case there will be 3 singles in a row. So 1, 2, 3, and therefore the next one is a treble. So that will conclude that diamond shape off. Now in between these diamonds you have to make sure that you do separate them. So there is going to be 5 in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now another treble, and then 3 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, and now another treble. And remember that there's 5 singles that will separate those before you get to the next one, and so you'll do this all the way across, and then at the very end of this you will have 4 single crochets left over. I'll see you at the end of this row, actually at the end of row number 20. Go back and do 21 just single crochet, and we'll begin 22 in just a moment. Okay, we're about to progress to number 22, so let's turn our work and start. So chain up 1 and do the first 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now you're going to do your treble, the next one is 1 by itself, and then another treble. So we're getting close to the point of these diamond shapes. So in between, to get to the next one, you have to do 7 in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then you're gonna start again. So a treble, single, and a treble. So then it will be another 7 before you get to the next one, and then treble, single, treble, and then the very last section there will be 5 single crochets on their own. So please do this all the way across and then return pass with a single crochet, and we'll be back on number 24, which will be the end of the repeat in just a moment. Okay, one more row to go, number 24, and then that will be the end of the repeat. So we're going to do the final peak of this diamond shape in order to happen, and you've kind of already done it before, but we will cover it again anyway. So you're going to just turn your work and just chain up 1, so then 1 single crochet in the next 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you were going to then treble, and then there will be 9 in a row before you get to the next one. So then just single crochet the next 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then treble once again. And so you'll do that all the way across, so then the next 9 and so on, and like 9 and then treble, 9 and a treble, and then the very final here there will be 6 single crochets left over on the other side. So before you do the return pass of single crocheting back, you need to change the color if you are changing colors out, and that's something that you need to do. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. I'm just gonna get myself across, and I'll see you back here in a second. So I've now officially finished row number 24. So now I'm going to go back to number 1 again, and number 1 I'm starting back here again, and it will be a straight shot of single crochet. You are going to want to change your color if you're doing the color changing. So change your color first, and then straight across, then single crochet, and then move on to number 2, and etc. So you're essentially starting right back how you started here as you're growing it out. Then you'll change your color at the end of number 12, and 13 will come straight across just with a new color, and then you continue along. So you're going to repeat that as many times as you would like to, and a total of 96 rows to do that, if that's something that's of interest to you to know that. So you can keep on repeating over and over and over again. So that's something that you can keep in mind. The other thing that you can do at the end of this is that once you're satisfied with the height or the length of this, you just have to straight across go back and forth with 2 single crochets in order to have the balance of the first side, and you can use the same color that you are finishing it off with as well. So we didn't start with the new color here, we just maintained it. So if this was the last striping effect that we wanted to do, the last 2 rows going back and forth would just be then single crochets. So at the end of number 24 you would just do single crochet 2 more rows, and then that's it. So I'm going to cover off on how to do the fringe, and just to make sure that's covered today, and this is kind of a really neat pattern, I think so. So let's begin. So the strategy for the fringe here is that when it's black the fringe is black, and when it's gray the fringe is gray. So that's something that you can decide for yourself. Because this is thicker yarn, it's only recommending 1 strand, but you can of course thicken up the strands as you wish as well, and you can actually put in like probably every other row of doing fringe, and you can decide how dense that you want it to be. Because this is a thinner yarn, I would want to put in more fringe than just 1 strand. So what I will do is that I will lay it down and say this is a piece of paper. We know it's 11 by 8.5. So I'll go just a little bit more than the piece of paper, and I'll fold it, and so you can pinch it, and you know, say you wanted to do 3 strands of course, and so this will change the yarn quantity, but it may not be a big deal for you, and therefore it's about 12 inches long. Now you'll notice that I did not cut the loops that are on the base, and so what you want to do at this particular case is just fold it in half, and you're gonna go on the sides here. Isn't that neat? So you're gonna do the side. So this is one of those things where the fringe is not on the bottom or the top, it's actually on the side. So you're going to go into whatever color, so this is a darker blue, so you'll go into just aside, and you'll grab all of those strands and pull through. Now you want to go from the bottom side, so go from the bottom side, so pick it up and pull it through. If you go from the top side and pull it through, it'll be upside down. And how that means is that when you pull this and put these through, see this cross that it's about to happen, it'll be on the good side. So if I went from the bottom here and pulled it through, then that crossing mark here would then be on the underside, so therefore it'd be technically upside down. So once I have all my strands done, I will just kind of like maybe dampen it a little bit and let it air dry, and then I'll take my pair of scissors and I'll roughly just guess, so I'll just kind of even it up, and I will cut all of the strands at the same time. So don't cut them as you go, cut them at the end, and therefore you can have a nice idea like that. So you can just fine tune it if you wish, but you will do them all at the same time, and therefore you can have your fringe and enjoy that as well. So you have to decide if you want fringe or not. It's up to you. Washing it gets a little more dicey if you are going to be washing your blankets, but if it's still a great pattern even without the fringe. So that's something that you can decide. So this is it for today, and this pattern, what was it called? It was the Bobble Chevron striped crochet blanket. I think it's a really fun design, and it's something that keeps me interested just to be able to see something materialize on the front side of this work. Have a good day, and it's Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.